Hello and welcome to mine and Hannah's A2 Media Evaluation for you, the lovely examiner, to enjoy.
Question 1. In what ways does your media project use, develop and challenge the formal conventions of a real media product?
Drugs tend to equal grunginess. We found this through our research done at the beginning of the year, which we'll go into more detail later on in our evaluation. We obviously had to do a lot of research into drugs, especially cannabis, both how it's portrayed in the media and also the perspective of real drug users. Obviously, everyone's is different and their experience of drugs is different from each other's, so it's as close to seeing their points of view as possible through helpline websites and drug help blogs. Again, this will be further explained later on in the research part of the video. Due to the information we had, we chose to adopt the media's point of view and portrayal of drug usage.
So we mirrored the darkness and grunginess that surrounds drugs through lighting and rundown locations. This in some way seemed to match the drug users' perspectives in terms of after effects and the places they would buy and consume said drugs. This is a very common convention amongst titles that link to drugs and drug usage. For example, movies such as American Gangster, Machine Gun Preacher and Harry Brown. All these have examples of grungy, violent areas rife with sex and drug usage, portraying drug life as sad, dark and lonely.
Developing and challenging forms and conventions. In all types of media, we are often shown how the female characters are the ones to chase after their male leads. However, this isn't always the case, especially in a lot of action movies which can involve drugs. So we took on the less known concept of a female player. Boy versus girl. Our boy versus girl covers many areas in our music video in terms of developing the female junkie player concept. Firstly, putting media aside, if you look at official statistics, you will find boys have proven to be more prone to drug usage than girls. This is reflected in multiple media forms like movies, music videos, songs, TV shows, TV adverts, etc. In our video, although you see all the boys around drugs, the concept of Mary Jane driving all the boys insane is that not only the issue on drugs, but she is a drug herself, bringing us to our next concept of the boy versus girl scenario.
The play on words is Mary Jane, making her a metaphor for drugs at the same time as being a normal teenage girl on drugs herself. She's a link between all the male actors in the video. When she's a metaphor, it's literal. She's got all the boys hooked, all addicted to Mary Jane, aka marijuana. Then again, as a normal teenage girl, she's playing with all the boys' emotions. In media terms, it's usually the male actors that are portrayed to be heartbreakers. They play girls, getting them hooked on an idealistic Prince Charming. However, tend to do the opposite and leave them. However, we do the opposite. This then becomes a viewer's decision, if this is in a drug-related way or a teenage romance way. Enjoy watching the music video.
Yeah, it was very well directed and put together. You could definitely tell what the storyline was about.
What did you like?
The driving scene was pretty cool, but the way that he drove through the puddle and the angle of it, and also the mugging shot was quite good. How it focused firstly on the one character and then moved round so you could tell that there was going to be a mugging.
What didn't you like?
Ed singing, rapping, wasn't really as strong as Jacob's singing in the choruses, so that slightly let the video down, which sort of made it a little bit boring.
What could I improve on?
There's a couple of 2 or 3 quite dark scenes. It's quite hard to see, so maybe a little bit more light in the room next time, so you can actually sort of see what they're doing.
Did you understand the storyline?
Yeah, it was very well scripted and put together. You could definitely tell that they'd put a lot of thought into it.
Is there a part you would change?
The beginning is in the first chorus where Ed and Jacob are walking up towards the log and they sit down. It just all seems quite rushed and it just looks quite rushed. You could tell the two scenes sort of jump together.
Overall, do you think the song fitted the music video?
Yeah, I think the music went very well with the story.
What was your favourite camera angle?
Probably the mugging shot, because you could tell that it was going to happen in the way that the angles were.
What was your favourite part in the music video?
Probably the bit where or you can see all of them sitting on the log, because it makes you feel like you can feel the tension between all of them there. It looks quite like it'd be quite awkward.
And finally, what was your favourite effect?
Probably where the one character was smoking on the bench and you could see him exhale the smoke and then inhale it as well. It was quite cool how the smoke went back into his mouth.
Did you enjoy watching the music video?
Yeah, I thought it was very different to the majority of music videos that accompany that sort of music nowadays.
What did you like?
I like the way that various different storylines were shot separately to fit all together as one. I thought it made it very individual.
What didn't you like?
I wasn't sure about one of the characters used. I didn't feel like he fitted well with the rest of them.
What could I improve on?
I feel like you could have used more of the main singer in the video and shown a main focus on him in the same way that you did with the female character.
Did you understand the storyline?
Did I understand? Yeah, I did. That to me, it seemed like there were more than one storyline. They all fitted together well, and yeah, I did.
Is there a part you would change?
Like I already said, I feel like it would have been better. I don't feel like the casting was very good on one of the characters, so maybe it would have been better to show a main focus on the blonde girl and the main singer of the boy.
Overall, do you think the story fitted... Scrap that. Overall, do you think the song fitted the music video?
Yeah, I think it fitted it perfectly. It showed sort of the grungy edge that you wanted to the song.
What was your favourite camera angle?
My favourite was the close-up of the main lead boy singer when he turns and smiles at the camera person. It makes it like natural and shows like daily life.
What was your favourite part in the music video?
My favourite part is the effect she did with the smoke where it's blown out and then brought back in. I thought it was very cool.
And lastly, what was your favourite effect?
My favourite effect was when you used the overlay of one of the singers in the third verse to emphasise the lyrics that he was saying, which fitted exactly what was happening in the plot at that point.
Did you enjoy watching the music video?
Yes, because I feel as if it's up to date with today's society.
What did you like?
I like the whole storyline. If it was to come on Music Channel, I would be intrigued to watch it, to see if the boy ended up with the girl he was in love with. The part I enjoyed the most was when Mary Jane played two boys off against each other, then the actor who played her boyfriend came along and caused tension and created an ending that wasn't expected.
What didn't you like?
I didn't like Ed's rapping as I found his voice very dull. Also, the shots we saw of him, he didn't seem passionate about the lyrics he was singing, which made it hard to connect with him, which made me not really enjoy that part.
What could I improve on?
I think you can improve on the mugging scene and make it a bit longer, as it felt a bit rushed.
Did you understand the storyline?
Yes, I understood the storyline very well, as it was well directed and put together. I could also see the underlying theme of drugs, as there was smoking in every part.
Is there a part you would change?
Yes, I would change the location of the chorus and record it in a place where there's more people, so it'd look more realistic.
Overall, do you think the song fitted the music video?
Yes, I think the song fitted the music video, because even though the song is about cannabis, I could see how the character Mary Jane showing the effect of what cannabis does to the mind. Secondly, it fitted well because they put a visual part like to the mugging scene, if that makes sense.
What was your favourite camera angle?
My favourite camera angle was when Mary Jane and her boyfriend walked off towards the woods as the camera was facing upwards. I like this angle because it showed they had power, which links back to them two walking off hand in hand past the boys that had fallen in love with her.
What was your favourite part in the music video?
My favourite part in the music video was when all of the characters were sitting on the log. As being a part of the audience, I felt like I could connect with them and felt the tension that was there.
And finally, what was your favourite effect?
My favourite effect was the scene when Dan exhaled the smoke and inhaled it back in again, as I think this went well with the scene of drugs.
Did you enjoy watching the music video?
Yeah, I think that you did a really good job considering the song choice. I think the music video bettered the song.
What did you like?
I like the opening where you had imported like a clip of the music and then did the overlay of the footage of the two main protagonists.
What didn't you like?
I think all of the editing was great, all of the footage was great. There's just a few bits to improve on, so I think the only thing that lets you down is the actual song choice.
What could I improve on?
So some of the shots were quite wobbly. Some in particular are Ed in the window, Jacob in his flat where, well, I think it's a flat sort of situation where he's playing his guitar, and then when Kenny walks towards Sarah. Some of the shots are quite wobbly, so if you just put stabiliser effect on, that would have cut it out a bit.
Did you understand the storyline?
I did, but it was a bit confusing the way it chopped and changed between the three different stories, like the robbery bit, and then there was the bit where he's counting the money from like a drug deal, and then there was obviously the girl situation. So I got all the three as a like individual pieces of text, but together they were a bit confusing.
Is there a part you would change?
Just two things, I think it was. The bit where Jacob's in his flat, the location I think is... Yeah, sorry. Just a bit where Jacob's in his flat, the location is a bit like, I know it needs to be grimy and stuff, but it was a bit dark, so maybe like have it a bit lighter if you're going to do it in such an enclosed environment. Oh, and then the shot of Ed where he's in the window, I think you used Ken Burns where it goes down from his head to his feet. I would have probably done it just where it went from his feet to his head, but that's just a tiny little thing.
Overall, did you think the song fitted the music video?
Yeah, there was really good evidence of Goodwin's theory of music matching with the visuals. I really liked the way that on the beat with the bits of the guy smoking the fag and Sarah on the bench. There was really good evidence of where you'd planned out all of the beats and different effects that you were going to overlay on it.
What was your favourite camera angle?
I really liked it at the beginning where you were looking down the guitar when Jacob was playing it. I thought that was a really creative camera angle.
What was your favourite part in the music video?
I think that it would be a part where loads of people would miss it, but I really like it when Jordan's underneath the light counting his money that he's just stolen or got from drugs or whatever. I think that's a really good shot because you can see the light is illuminating him, but yeah, it's just really good the way it's been done.
And lastly, what was your favourite effect?
When Kenny and Sarah are having a kiss and then it goes from the circle effect from their mouth to the circle of Jacob. I think that's a really good transition, so that's probably my favourite bit.
Did you enjoy watching the music video?
I did. I thought it was really good, especially for a Year 13 production. I thought all the editing was really good. I really liked the fact that they wrote their own music as well. I thought that was really good.
What did you like?
I liked all the editing in the sequence. I thought the script and the filming itself actually worked its way together really well. I think they did a really good job with that.
What didn't you like?
I think a bit of the acting, understandably, could have been a little bit more confident, but I think for a first attempt it was really good.
What could I improve on?
Probably the acting bit, to be honest.
Did you understand the storyline?
Yes, I did. I thought that was the bit that actually worked really well together. The fact that they used the metaphor as well, I thought that was really quite clever.
Is there a part you would change?
I'd have said, because it was just a single camera shot with the rapping, I think they could have probably cut scene a bit more there or something. Also, with the story, the only issue I'd have with the storyline was it could have been a little bit more obvious, but other than that, it was really good.
Overall, do you think the song fitted the music video?
Yes, I did.
What was your favourite camera angle?
Favourite camera angle? technical. I think at the beginning and the end, the shot with the guitar, I think that was quite effective and brought it in and ended it really well.
What was your favourite part in the music video?
The bit where what's the guy's name? Sorry, the guy on the bench who walks up
Dan.
and then he moves. Dan. There you go. The bit where Dan walks up to the bench where they're all sitting and the other two move apart.
And lastly, what was your favourite effect?
Favourite effect was probably just the general transitioning. I thought that worked really well. I think the editing was pretty good.
Question 1. Did you enjoy watching the music video?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you enjoy, if anything? What did you like about it?
There's like different styles in them. There's like the countryside and then the city and things.
Okay. Anyone else? Yeah.
I like the different sort of effects that they had. So like, there's one bit I really liked when the smoke was going back into his mouth.
Mhm.
I really like that bit.
Okay. Anything? Yeah. No.
Yeah, I like the editing they used to kind of link some of the shots together. It kind of made the storyline make sense a bit more.
Mhm.
What they did.
Okay.
And there's like some bits that were cut to the beat. And I thought that was like effective.
Yeah. It's good. It's good editing when you can do that. Absolutely. Okay. So for those of you who didn't like it, why didn't you like it? What did you not like about it?
I thought.
Sorry, one at a time, but go ahead. Yeah.
I didn't quite understand what it was about.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I thought when the guy was rapping, you can't really hear him. I thought the music was too loud.
That's not the girls' fault, though. They're not responsible for producing the music. They're only responsible for producing the music video. So it's a fair point. It's a fair point, but it's sort of beyond their control to some extent.
I kind of think that the rapping took away from the story. That makes sense. Like the bits of rapping, they kind of seem to fill time more than like anything else.
Okay. So what, in your opinion, then, what could they have done to improve? Dan, you haven't said anything yet.
Yeah, sure.
What could they have done to improve?
I don't know. I didn't understand the storyline, so probably make that
It
a
was
bit clearer.
all quite slow. Like all the movements were quite slow. Like there was no like fast, intense bit. They set that little roll.
Yeah, but it's a slow song, so they had to make a slow video for the song.
No. There's no. Tom, since you haven't said anything, it's not really fair of you to
That's what didn't like
comment on.
That's why
No,
I
it's
wasn't really like drawn into it because it was a bit
Okay.
slow. I get it.
all right. But I mean, I heard Sam make a point saying, "Well, it's not an action film." Macaulay made a valid point as well with regards to if it's a slow song, then and what the song is about as well, right? So the subject matter and the pace of the song is going to impact the editing. Go ahead, Sam.
I don't get what Ben's means though. Like, if they're like faster, maybe not editing or anything, but like sort of a bit of something fast, kind of draw you in, kind of
Energy now.
and kind of it's kind of like a juxtaposition of what's happening.
Okay.
Up to the song.
Yep. Just as far as people saying they didn't, like Dan, you said you didn't understand the storyline. It's a music video. Do music videos have to have storylines? Really? I suggest you watch more music videos. I think you would find that they don't have clear narratives. And one of the things you've got to remember as well, as far as making sense of a storyline, music videos, if you do like if you do like a song, do you just watch the music video once and that's it? You watch, it's designed for repeat viewing. And this is where a lot of, like, Dan, you saying that you didn't understand the storyline, and I appreciate that. I do appreciate that as a concept. However, a lot of times when you first watch a music video, you probably don't understand the video that well. You gain a better understanding of it as you watch it more and more.
So obviously she was Mary Jane, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And then
Mary Jane's also weak.
Exactly.
Huh?
Mary Jane's also weak.
It's a slang expression for.
Yeah, because so in the video she like played
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So you did get it.
She had the same effect on them as we.
Okay, that's the way. That's an interpretation. Yeah, and this. See, the thing. This is it. Like, this is a music video is designed for this type of subjective interpretation, to some extent. So that's kind of covered the did you understand the storyline? Some people said yes, some people said no. Through a conversation, it's coming about that, yeah, actually you didn't. You know, you don't have to look for deep, significant meaning. It's a music video. Is there any specific parts that you think could have been changed or could have been...
I think there's a cut, and is that one of those, the circle ones, where the circle comes out. I don't think that was effective as it could have been.
Okay.
I think when they
I
come,
thought it was like a bit random.
Alright.
when they come sit back on the log after every person, it's like always the same camera shot, which is good, but they could have probably gone up like, they could have done a close-up on the individual to like show.
You know the rapper when he was inside, he was like sitting in a window ledge, like a few more viewing angles of that.
Okay.
There was a lot of what Ben said. There was one like transition of one of the mosaic tiles. I didn't feel it fit in with the song type and like what's happening.
Okay. Alright.
And the rapper, I think one time he was a bit blurry. You couldn't really see him.
Yeah.
Like maybe focus on. I don't know.
Okay. Did the song and the video fit well together?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a fairly quick one. Did you have any camera angles? Were there any? I think we've mentioned. I know you mentioned like the smoke, the reversal of the footage of smoke going back into them as you like that. Were there any sort of camera angles or anything that you thought were quite good or were quite effective?
I the log one when it had the whole log in the shot and it was like split on either side.
Okay.
I like the one at the end, like right at the end when they're walking past the camera.
Okay.
And the guitar when he's on the bed as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the close up on the guitar when he's playing it.
At the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Good. Any favorite? I mean, Sam mentioned his favorite part. Any other favorite parts or any other bits that you thought you know that were quite good? Yeah.
When he was playing the guitar and then Mary Jane faded into the shot and faded back out, that was good.
Yeah, there were quite a few good transitions and like fades from one thing to the other. Anything else?
The bag stealing scene.
You like the bag stealing scene? Yeah.
It's got action.
It was as close to action as you were going to get in it. Okay. Thank you. So that was Hannah's music video you just watched. Start off with which of the two videos do you think worked better with the song? You thought the first one was. Well, okay. So why was the first one a bit better then?
I think it was more consistent, like the pace, and the video matched the song more in the first one than the second one.
Okay. Sam?
I like some of the bits in this one, like some like the little repetitions and stuff. Yeah, it just dragged out too long. It just made it a bit boring.
I mean, you've got to take into account you have seen most of the footage before in the first one, so therefore it might seem a bit repetitious.
Yeah,
and
the transitions were a bit more random on this one. There was that, not honeycomb, but it's like that one. And that
mosaic, they used it in the last one as well, though. Hannah
Yeah.
used a mosaic as well, no?
I actually prefer the second one.
Okay.
I thought their two actually matched the music a lot better. In terms of the video effects they used, it kind of made some shots a bit more memorable. Like when they sit on the bench, they kind of, I don't know the effects called, but it kind of highlighted, emphasised them on the bench a bit more, kind of faded the area out.
Yep.
I like the first one better.
Okay.
I thought that the second one was good, but I thought that the like some of the lighting, like the contrast they've been playing around with in the second clip, I thought it was it was a bit inconsistent, so it didn't kind of like flow.
Yeah, like at the start you got that big, it changes to orange when he's come around the corner above him, and then you go out and it's daytime. It looks like night time when he's.
Oh, okay.
But still with the light on.
Okay.
In the second one, there's the bit where like when the bag gets stolen, it goes really quiet for some reason, and it hicks up.
Yeah.
Straight off.
Yeah, I don't. In fairness, it's not exactly Kaya's fault. There was something, with the computers like in this place, because obviously it was the same sound recording as what Hannah had, but for some reason it went down. We weren't quite sure what that was, so we couldn't sort it out.
It sounds a bit strange.
It does sound a bit strange. James.
I'm not sure if it's like anything, but it looked like the second one was a lot clearer.
The footage in the second one is clearer.
And also some of the effects worked really well. Like at the start, there's a lot of transitions, but like sometimes there was a bit too many effects going on.
It's in a music video. Obviously, you can get away with using a lot more transitions and a lot more filters than say with the projects that you guys are working on. So obviously, it gives you more breadth to play around with the technology.
I definitely think the narrative was more clear in the first one.
You thought the narrative was more clear, or wasn't? Was.
Question 4. How did you use media technologies in the construction, research, planning and evaluation stages? Construction.
One of the technologies we used was phones. When we were filming and during the days leading up to filming, we used mobile phones and social networking sites such as Facebook and Twitter to communicate with each other, as sometimes myself or Kai couldn't make the filming, so I wanted to voice our opinions and ideas for the filming. Secondly, we used our mobiles to communicate with the band and the actors in the video to plan schedules of when they could film. Also, when we were doing the photo shoots, I couldn't make the one with Jacob. So whilst Kyle was with Jacob taking the pictures, she would WhatsApp me the pictures she had already taken and asked if I liked them or if I wanted anything different, as we both wanted an impact with the pictures on the auxiliary text.
FaceTime and Skype. During filming, there was times when not both of us could be there on location. So we used our iPods and tablets with apps such as FaceTime and Skype to help each other and express our opinions about the filming and camera angles and the shots we wanted. For example, once when I couldn't make it, I Skyped Hannah so I could see the layout of the film shoot and asked her to film from a different angle we hadn't discussed previously, as I hadn't thought of it beforehand. This shows that our planning may have been more thought of, but some ideas don't hit home unless you see the actors, locations and lighting in context. Luckily, we had solutions to combat this.
YouTube. I also used the social site YouTube and created my own account, and able to put both of our finished videos onto it so it was more accessible to the band and the actors to watch, but also to the general public. I also loaded a lot of clips like the outtakes we captured on camera, then from YouTube onto the blog. This was to show the days of filming. We felt it was a good idea to do because you could see what went wrong and also the laughs we had while we were filming, and it showed how the cast and me and Kaya got on.
Blog. We wanted all of our filming progress to be logged on our blog, not only to give the information that was needed, but to show the time and effort both me and Hannah and also the band and actors put into the production. This also came in very handy when we couldn't both be at the location, so we both had access to seeing the progress made film-wise and other examples of fixing issues.
How we use media technologies in the construction of the research part.
We use the internet in general to look at media websites and tips on how to make the video as viewer-friendly as possible. We also use the internet to research the forms and conventions of music videos and the theorists involved. This helped us choose which type of music video we wanted to use, either performance-based narrative or conceptual clip. We also did internet research into how drugs are portrayed by reading film reviews on drug-oriented films and how music videos similar to our genre on YouTube. We also used YouTube when we looked at music videos for examples of the forms and conventions of music videos. Lastly, on our drug research, magazines came in very handy at this point when researching drugs in the media to see how they are portrayed.
Luckily for us, I knew older students who had already studied media at A-level, so they had already created a music video, and even some of them went on to study media at uni. So after emailing and texting them, asking if they could give us some helpful tips, we set up a video conference with them on Skype and asked them questions on some of the ideas we had for the video. This was because we wanted another outsider's perspective. After all of our questions, they gave us great feedback, which helped us massively with our music video, but they also agreed to be in our music video and helped us along the way whilst doing that scene.
The blog. We recorded all of our research on the blog, which also was easy access for both of us when we were at home, but also kept all the information we needed in one place so nothing was misplaced. We also recorded all of our audience feedback on the blog, as this is a major part of our music video, as we wanted our audience to have a massive impact. We also looked at director and producer blogs and even some rehab websites. Director blogs and producer blogs we used can be found on our blog. Read and took notes on information on right and wrong ways to go about directing and producing our own piece. The research was a massive help for both of us, as we were able to have more understanding on music videos, and all the information we found we directed on our blog.
Images of album and posters. Both of us thought about the album covers we liked, but also the ones we would be able to relate to our genre. We both spoke about the album covers we liked, then googled the pictures of them. We annotated them on our blog, but also I used Microsoft Word to do a mind map around a picture of the parts I liked and what we could use. Then I described how we would use this album cover to portray something similar in our album and posters and so on. This gave us inspiration for our own auxiliary text.
Hope you enjoyed our evaluation video and hope that was enough information for you guys. Bye.
Bye.